So I just thought of the funniest way to mess with a college football fan. What you're going to have to do is build a time machine. Then go back to like circa 2012 and tap that fan on the shoulder and go, hey, you know how the University of Arkansas just fired Boby Petrino after a top 5 finish with national champion expectations because he was living life in the fast lane? Well, come 2024, when Sam Pittman is facing a monumental year, who's Sam Pittman? Don't worry about him. You'll figure about him later on. Boby Petrino was going to be back in Arkansas as the offensive coordinator. Yep, I'm not making any of this up. He is going back to a school. He was the head coach to be a position coach and coordinator. And then go back to the day that Boby Petrino was hired. And watch as that college football fan has a brain aneurysm and drops dead. Welcome into SEC Unfiltered. We're doing a brand new series titled X Factor. One key element that will make or break a season. And in Arkansas, it is, of course, Boby Petrino. Real quickly, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit subscribe and the ring notification. That way you don't miss a single episode of SECU because we're talking college football every single day. Download the podcast version of the show, Google Play, Apple Music, wherever you get your podcast listening systems. Make sure you're following us on all the social media platforms, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, at SEC Unfiltered. You want to follow me on Twitter at Mr. Cole Thompson or my own YouTube channel at Mr. Cole Thompson. And to keep up with the #1 content surrounding your favorite conference, the #1 conference in all of college athletics, visit SECUnfiltered.com. This episode is brought to you by RHOBACK.com. Use the promo code SECU for 20% off joggers, polos, hoodies, and shorts. 20% off at RHOBACK.com when you use the promo code SECU. So Boby Petrino is back in Fayetteville. Those were words that I never thought would be uttered again other than just for a visit. No, he is there. He is now running the show offensively. And with this entire series that we're doing, X Factor, I could have said Sam Pittman deciding on how he's going to build this team. I could have said the defense. No, it literally is Boby Petrino. Funny how in monumental years in the SEC, especially when there's turnover and you're adding in teams, because remember 2012 was when he was let go. Yeah, that was the same year Missouri and Texas A&M joined the show. Boby Petrino is mixed in with Arkansas. Regardless of any of that, when you look at this year, Boby Petrino's offense is going to be a big reason why Sam Pittman is either back in 2025 or there is going to be a complete and total turnover. KJ Jefferson decided at the end of the day what was best for him and for the university was to break up. On a high note, go ahead and do your own thing. So now he's down in Orlando working with Gus Malzahn, hopefully reinventing what could be a Cam Newton 2.0 type version in the Big 12. Regardless of that, they've added in some players. They still have some good offensive linemen. They still have a decent run game in the backfield. Yes, Rocket Sanders is now in Columbia, South Carolina. We'll talk about that on another day. The thing is that I still believe in Taylor Green. I've seen him play. I know what that 6'6" behemoth of a man did in the Mountain West, and I know what he can do in the SEC. I know that they have some weapons. I know that they have some quality players returning. And I know that when this offense was humming underneath Kendall Briles, well, at least there was a sign of optimism in Fayetteville. Well, it didn't work with Dan Enos. Then you fired Dan Enos, and then you turned to Kenny Guyton Jr., and that was somewhat better, but not much. And Sam Pittman's going into a crucial year. If it does not turn the corner, he will be shown the door, and he will probably be ready to call it a career and just enjoy life in retirement, and maybe Boby Petrino follows afterwards. But the one positive when it comes to Boby Petrino is his work with quarterbacks. I want you to go back to his time at Auburn all the way until he was at Texas A&M last year. He has worked with every single quarterback under the sun, every brand, every play style, every formation, every flaw, every kink, every question mark, and he has been able to get the best version out of them, whether it be Brian Brom at Louisville, whether it be Tyler Wilson or Ryan Mallett, whether it be you go to Jalen Henderson last year. Connor Wegman was on pace for a record-setting season in College Station before he got hurt. You can turn to Lamar Jackson. He won an MVP twice in the NFL, and he won a Heisman Trophy. Bobby had something to do with that. You can talk about his time at Western Kentucky. His offenses know how to score points. They know how to slice and dice up defenses, and they know how to quickly react to when they're feeling pressure. They know how to turn it on. They know how to keep pace. They know how to do everything. So Bobby is in control. It's a big year. It's a big year in Fayetteville. The thing that you have to worry about when it comes to the Hogs is consistency on that side of the football. Because I do think that their defense will be somewhat fine. I don't think it will be elite, but at the same moment, you're not expecting elite this year. What you're expecting is continued growth from the season before. No more regression, just constancy and continuity. And if you have that, then I think that maybe you'll be able to go ahead and get by with Sam Pittman for another year. Pittman's beloved by those in Fayetteville. Part of the reason what makes the shtick so well is that Pittman's personality meshes with the good fine folks in Northwest Arkansas. They love what he provides for this team. They love him as a person. And so sometimes the love and the saturation, I brought this up before because I live in Houston. Dana Holgerson wasn't shown the door because of bad results. He was shown the door because of a bad attitude. You look at Sam Pittman, bad attitude would have gotten him fired, but a positive attitude kept him involved, and that's why he's back for one more season. But he had turned to Bobby Petrino, of all people, to get this ship stirred in the right direction. So yeah, the pressure is on Bobby, because if there are going to be games where you think, well, you're probably going to lose. Let's just go ahead and call a spade a spade. Right now, it feels like that because of you playing Texas at home, maybe you'll get to play close, but that feels like a loss. Ole Miss, depending on how you view them, that feels kind of like a loss. Tennessee, maybe if Nico Iamaleava is as advertised, that feels like a loss. Texas A&M is not a loss. Texas A&M gets a brand new coaching staff, and that game is always down to the wire at AT&T Stadium. Auburn, that is not a loss. I don't care that you're going to Jordan-Hare. That is a guaranteed toss-up game. UAB, Arkansas, Pine Bluff, those are wins without question. Oklahoma State at Boone Pickens Stadium, if you're the SEC, you're demanding a win. I don't care that Oklahoma State has one of the most veteran offensive lines, so much so they all have PhDs on deciding on how to get open on running zones. I don't care about any of that. What I care about is that this is an Arkansas team that might be flying under the radar. They might be decent. They might be nothing. Everything resides on Bobby Petrino. And here's the kicker of it all. Can you imagine in a year where Sam Pittman needs to win, where Bobby Petrino pulls the ultimate joke of returning to Fayetteville, and he ends up getting Taylon Green to average like 30 points per game? This Arkansas offense ends up scoring 35, 42, 385 yards per game. They're great inside the red zone. They win a couple of matchups. They beat Missouri on the road. They beat A&M in the Southwest Classic. They beat Tennessee, and now they're 8-4, and Petrino wins the Broyles Award. Like, can you imagine that being a real thing? Well, it's a possibility, and that's what's going to have to happen in the X Factor for Fayetteville this upcoming year. But let me know in the comment section down below, who is your X Factor in 2024 for Arkansas? Is it Bobby Petrino? Is it Taylon Green? Is it just Sam Pittman figuring things out? Make sure that also you hit the comment section with your thoughts. Make sure that you go ahead and like the video. Also, subscribe to us on every podcast form. Leave a 1-star review if you hate this type of content, a 5-star review if you love this type of content. Follow us on social media, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, at SEC Unfiltered. And for the #1 content surrounding your favorite team, the #1 conference in all of college athletics, visit SECUnfiltered.com. I'm Cole Thompson. Until next time, Arkansas fans. Until next time, SEC Unfaithful. Later.